the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we're here at Talladega Superspeedway as the OP Racing Premier Superspeedway Series continues on in the Wildcard Round. We are here in race number 2 of our Wildcard Round. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is a very special guest, a first-timer, so everyone, please don't tell him about how terrible I am. Zach Fritsch in the booth with me. Zach, how you doing here tonight?
Doing awesome, KR. It's definitely going to be an awesome first-time experience here, especially with Talladega and these Cup driver guys. Switching to the Xfinity, and they've been on a hot streak this past couple of weeks, and it's going to be awesome to see them in action for the first time in the booth.
All right, well, Logan Helton in the 63 out qualifying. Most of our drivers already starting to make their way out onto the super speedway here for qualifying at Talladega. And Zach, you are let's get a little background for the fans out here tonight. I see we got Mara Clark, we got Maxine, and it looks like you got a mixed master PJ checking in on YouTube.
Yeah, these are awesome guys up here in the chat. Especially Mixed Master PJ. He's one of the next up and coming Monday night drivers that is competing with me. That we're gonna try to race our way into the Monday night series after this season has ended. So it's gonna be cool. Me and him have already been talking, and we're gonna be pretty good teammates doing that, trying to make our way in.
Well, man, I'll tell you what. I look forward to tonight's racing, but right now, we got qualifying taking place. Josh Milam on pole with a 53.705. Derek Conley right behind him out of B Spring. And that 28 machine going to have his work cut out here as Hunter Reynolds goes to the top of the leaderboard with a 53.74.
Yeah, these guys, when qualifying, man, no matter when I do the feeder series with these guys every Wednesday and Saturday, no matter what I try to do, I try everything in the books to get the top spot in qualifying. And these guys, just naming off a couple names: Hunter, Josh, Logan, Tyler Miller, John McCara. These guys always seem to get above me, and I don't know what it is. So I'm trying my best to even get it. And these guys are awesome to see out here. They're wonderful freaking super speedway drivers, and you're in for a show.
All right, Casey Gilchrist, one of our chase drivers, trying to lay down his fast lap as he's going to roll towards the start-finish line here at Talladega. That start-finish line has moved down quite a bit from the middle of the tri-oval as Gilchrist going to cross the line in 10th spot. David Booth in the 77 machine. Solid qualifying effort for him. He's up into 6th. Hunter Reynolds still holds on to the top spot. Another chase driver, Robert Dumendak, in the 12. Right now he's looking to clock his first lap. Still has one more to go. We are only 4 minutes 9 seconds into qualifying here tonight. And Zach, you talked about how hard it was to qualify against this group. Some of these guys don't seem to have a hard time with it. Tyler Miller leads all of our drivers in pole positions.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, the difference is with Wednesday and Saturdays, I don't know if it's because, we go from the trucks or the Xfinity, from Wednesday and Saturday, but To be honest, I think Tyler Miller just shows, he waits for all his hidden talent, getting that pole position on Mondays, which is, that's the way to go, especially where it most counts is this series. So.
All right, one other driver we want to talk about, the driver who is on a hot streak, that is TJ Elliott. Picked up an astounding opening race to the Wildcard series, if you will. Comes away with the points lead, and Zach, you got some insight into TJ Elliott.
Yeah, TJ Elliott, he's a great guy. He actually was the guy that got me into iRacing. I grew up with him. We went to high school together. I know how much he's fond with you guys here in this OP racing. He's the one, like I said, he's the one who got me all into this. And watching you in the booth here, KR, watching these races, it's been totally fun just sitting as a spectator and actually coming in up in the booth and talking. It's an incredible experience.
All right, so the 51 machine comes into tonight as the points leader. And so let's take a moment and look at our point standings as we head into race number 2. As Elliott works his way through the tri-oval, he is our points leader. A big chunk of lead too, considering just one race. That's what happens when you sweep the stages and then finish in the top 3. A very solid effort by TJ Elliott last week. Josh Milam into second, Ernie Williams third, Hunter Reynolds fourth, and Rick Seaburns rounding out your top 5. We have 3 races in this wildcard round to figure out which 8 drivers continue on from our 13 drivers here in the playoffs.
Yeah, even the guys at the bottom that are in this bubble, make sure you watch out for them. They're going to be extra pressure tonight with these guys in the bubble. They're going to want to get up to the front. They're going to want to get these stages. They're going to want to get, have a good chance for this win. So make sure you watch out for them guys, because them guys are on the hunt tonight.
Rick Seaburns in the 4, making his way around that blue Yeti machine on his first flying lap. Sean Stevens jumping up to 7th spot with a 53.78. Good qualifying run by the 27 machine. Another driver out on the track, that is the 5 of Bob Lacavera. Lacavera looking for a good run. He has been kind of the short end of the stick as far as luck has gone, but that 5 machine has been trying to put himself into good positions and just not able to capitalize on a solid finish here.
Yeah, now as we're winding down qualifying, we got 2 minutes left. Looks like most of the positions might be set. Looks like we have 2 drivers so far not finished their qualifying or started yet. So, but otherwise the field's getting set, and it looks like Hunter may be taken away with this pole position tonight.
Dave Hunt in the 53, Rick Seaburns in the 4, and Dan Harrington in the 82 out qualifying. While we get ready for the end of qualifying, we are going to step away for the national anthem. Y'all make sure you stick around. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to fire them off here tonight for race number 18 of our 22 race season. We have everyone starting to take to the grid. That means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. On the inside of row number 1, Hunter Reynolds from Fuel Sim Racing in the 26, picking up another pole position here this season. That's 2 for Hunter, someone who normally is on the front row, and this season he's had some challenges for that top spot, starting spot. Logan Helton on his outside in the 63 machine. Josh Milam on the inside of row number 2, and on his outside the 28 of Derek Conley. Row number 3, well, that's going to be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Row 4, Tyler Miller in the 24 machine, Sean Stevens in the 27. Row number 5, going to be Robert Duvendak in the 12, and David Booth in the 77 machine. Row 6, Mark Vega in the 18 machine, and Jimmy Reynolds on his outside. We move on now to row number 7, the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. On his outside, the 14th starting spot in the 13 machine, that is Casey Gilchrist. Row number 8 going to be the 52 of Randall Cobb and the 44 of Rodney Cobb. Row 9, Sean McCara in the 71 machine and Dave Hunt in the 53. Row number 10, Les Levy in the 62, Bob Lacavera in the 5 machine. Row number 11, TJ Elliott in the 51 and Daniel Holloway in the 21. Sean McCarrick in the 50 on the inside of row 12. David Overstreet in the 46 on the outside of row 12. A great Superflow throwback paint scheme on the 46 machine here tonight. And in our final row, Dan Harrington on the inside and Aspen Belvin scheduled to start, but Aspen not making it to the grid. We'll see if he can get out there, what his situation is, but Aspen Belvin in the 84 not making the call to the grid. 26 cars looking to start here. Right now, 25 out on the track, all 25 in line behind the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And Zach, I'll tell you what, here we go. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? You ready for this? Two hours in the booth?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great first time, like I said, experience, especially this is Talladega. You're going to see 3 wide. You're going to see, heck, maybe even 4 wide up in these banking of these turns. It's going to be nice. It's going to be awesome to watch, especially up here. From up here, I'm just glad I'm not down there for right now.
The iRacing safety vehicle has everybody at a nice, steady 60-ish miles an hour. Steady a relative term. Hunter Reynolds going to watch that pace car pull down and away. Stage 1 coming to the end of, or the completion of lap 20. Stage 2 will be at the completion of lap 40. 3 stages here tonight. And it all starts with the very first start, that long wait through the Talladega Tri-Oval, the 26 machine, the 63, both in line, side by side, door to door, frame to frame, lug nut to lug nut. Here we go. Green flag is out for race number 2 in the Wildcard Series. into turn number 1. Everyone getting up to speed, and so far everything looking good and by the numbers. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds has the advantage for the moment down on the inside, but watch out for that 63. He is out in front of a lane, and that always makes Logan very dangerous and fast.
Coming around turn 3 now from the backstretch. Looks like we got Mark Vega up in that top lane. Now coming back down to the second lane. There for a minute. Didn't know if he was going to be on the hunt to make his way to the front, as he's in the bubble right now.
The field flashes through the tri-oval. Going to be opening the lap leader, the 63 of Logan Helton, by half a nose. Close battle at the front. The 63 not able to clear the 26 of Reynolds, and Hunter going to have the advantage down on the inside.
Coming around the backstretch now. Still some double wide action. Mark Vega still considering that top lane, seeing if he gets any help to maybe get his way pushed to the front. We don't know. He's just considering it still.
Vega winning the opening race of the season, helping lock himself into playoff contention here, but the 18 machine hurting just a little bit as he comes into this one in 13th spot. Got a lot of work to do to gain some points. A win and you're in situation would go a long way for the 18 machine.
Yeah, most definitely. Same with any of these drivers in this bubble that are going to be chasing that win for tonight. You know, they're all wanting to get out of that bubble. They want to get a for sure spot for that next round and continue their way through the playoffs.
Hunter Reynolds has the advantage. Mark Vega on the outside. Looks like he's going to get shuffled back a little bit here as no one has gone to that top shelf with him. He is trying desperately to get it working, though, and he's going to slot in right in front of Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 machine. Hunter Reynolds and Logan Helton continue to be the front runners for their respective lanes. So a very steady start here. Not a lot of shaking and baking just yet. So let's take a moment and look at our race info here tonight, as this race has now gotten underway. We'll call it the Talladega two-step, as it is race number 2 of the wildcard round. What you do have to do, you've got to stay alert and be ready for anything. As we saw last week, an incident can pop out of nowhere. Anything can happen. Logan Helton, one of the drivers who went from the high side to the low side, and there was a slow car in the lane he was trying to get to. So you have to be alert and ready. As I said, anything can happen. Of course, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And TJ Elliott, the only driver locked in. I don't think that's correct. I don't know. Good grief. He's leading the points. I know that.
I don't think he's locked in just yet, KR, no. But I mean, he doesn't have the win yet, but he does have a good majority of the lead. Good point advantage from the second place, which is definitely helps him out for the next round of getting in for sure, though.
Yeah, someone gave me bad information. Probably TJ himself, just trying to have that little bit of tidbit there, little psychological advantage. And of course, Logan Helton, our fuel specialist, says we can get at least 4 laps of fuel. He's getting better at his job. When he first became our fuel specialist, it was 2 laps. Last week was 3 laps, and this week he is at 4 laps. So he's coming around.
Yeah, I mean, another one of the good things that you see of this steady racing is I've noticed that the track temp is only chilling at a nice 67 degrees, which is perfect for these cars. I mean, they're not slipping and sliding all throughout the track when this track temperature gets up to like the 120s and 130s like it usually does. So
we go on board with Tyler Miller, our gyro cam provided by Logan here tonight, and several drivers peeling off for pit stops. Tyler Miller handling it like a pro. The 4 of Rick Seabrams dropping down to his inside. Big group of drivers hitting pit lane, all led by Hunter Reynolds, as he shows everyone the way to the pit stalls. The 26, the 7, 2, 3, 4 teams look like mixing up here.
Yeah, and seen a couple of the locking of the brakes there for a minute. It didn't look like there was any contact, though, from the pit entrance, which is wonderful pit entrance then from all these guys, especially not getting in any contact. So
the 63 out in front, Derek Conley. Right behind him, Rick Sebrands in the 4, then Tyler Miller in the 24. Here comes Rick Sebrands in the 4. And the rest of the drivers, looks like Sean Stevens going to stay out all by himself, the 27 machine. The only driver not coming down pit road. Not sure if that was intent or what, but the 27 all alone. And the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam and Mark Mann have already formed up. This is going to be a good battle here to see who can get off a pit lane the first and fastest.
yeah, most definitely. Unfortunately for Sean Stevens, yeah, I don't know if he ended up just was overspeeding and so he just misjudged the pits or what, but he's definitely gonna have to do a huge comeback from missing the pits here, because if you're not with a team and you're by yourself, it's definitely going to hurt you in the long run here.
So the 26 of Hunter Reynolds onto the backstretch, full head of steam, and he is easily going to make his way by Logan Helton and Rick Sebrands here, as he's got quite a bit more speed heading off into the high side here into turns 3 and 4. And that is the advantage of being the first ones on the pit road. Mark that down in your notes.
Yes, it is, especially with being able to the first ones to get out there from the pits with the team, get it all lined up. It's hard to beat that other team unless they had some misjudgment errors on the pit stops or the pit boxes. It's definitely hard to beat these guys.
Our race leader is the 27 of Sean Stevens, and right now he is enjoying a 27-second lead, almost half a lap. And the 27, still all by himself. A unique call, but he is the race leader, and so far I'm saying it's working because he is out in front.
Yeah, it's true. Hopefully he has enough fuel to, get to where, if he's wanting a caution to come out or not from all these pit stops from the cycling. We'll see what his strategy is with this.
Randall Cobb, as it's coming through, a whole lot of fast laps just got turned. Daniel Holloway gonna pick up the first fast lap of the race, and we have trouble in the corner, big time trouble, and one of them coming from our early race leader. Dave Hunt involved, Hunter Reynolds involved, David Booth in the 77 involved. Let's back this up and see what happened here to bring the yellow flag out.
Yeah, it's looking like the 26 was getting a nice little bump draft from the 7 of Josh Milan and just ended up hooking him in the wrong spot for the bump draft and ended up actually turning the 26. Unfortunate for the number 26 car pole sitter that was from the night.
Very unfortunate with what happened to, I believe, Tyler Miller sticking it in the wall. We're going to take a look here. The 26 and the 4, the 7 all get together there. Tyler Miller just sticks it in the wall. Travis Elliott with nowhere to go. Let's take a look at this one.
That was a hard hit from Tyler Miller.
And Travis Elliott as well. I mean, he just had nowhere to go. That 24 machine stopped dead in his tracks.
Yeah.
Again, one of those good situations where this is a simulator. Also not so good because that probably wouldn't have happened in real life. Sean Stevens going to make his way on the pit road. And it looks like almost everyone else going to stay out that was not involved in the crash.
That's a good call for some of these guys. Like I said, it's all based on fuel strategy here. So if, like what we said for Sean Stevens though earlier, this ended up working out for him for sticking out of the pits. Good call by him and his crew, knowing that, thinking that the caution was going to come out soon, which definitely helped in his favor.
All right, so Mark Mann out in front. Logan Helton sitting in second. Rick Seabrands in third. Then it's Casey Gilchrist, Les Levy, Josh Milam, Randall Cobb in seventh. Our first non-chase driver, Ernie Williams, a chase driver in eighth. And Derek Conley ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. A lot of cars torn up here. TJ Elliott, David Booth, Tyler Miller, all taking a very extensive trip on the pit lane. I do want to point out that the 84 of Aspen Belbin has made his way out onto the track. He is several laps down, and things aren't looking too good for the 84 at the start of this one, but he's got a good shot here, as we just had some pretty torn up race cars.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, as long as he can get more cautions like this one, he may be able to catch back onto that lead lap. But very unfortunate for Aspen to come out and missing the start. So glad to see he's back in though.
All right, so with the lights on the safety car, Mark Mann out in front. Take a quick look here at Dave Hunt in the 53. He's made his way back out onto the track. He was able to operate under his own power. TJ Elliott, however, David Booth, Tyler Miller, they are still sitting on pit road. They have gone multiple laps down right now, and things still aren't looking too good for him. Hunter Reynolds is also on the lead lap, the 26 machine, able to make it to pit road under his own power. But Tyler Miller getting stuck in the wall. TJ Elliott smashing into him as he had nowhere to go. And David Booth, another one of those drivers who crashed into Tyler Miller. All three of them still sitting on pit lane. Not sure what's going to happen there. That has been a very long pit stop for him.
Yeah, it looks like we see Hunter Reynolds coming out of turn 3, turn 4, so he was able to get back out onto the track. He's going to be making his way up to the line shortly.
So lights going out on the safety vehicle. We're going to get ready to send this off to green flag racing once again. Remember, the end of stage 1 will be at the completion of lap 20. Then that sets up stage number 2. But Mark Mann on the front row for this restart. Logan Helton on his outside. Row 2 on the inside. The 4 of Rick Seabrands. Then it's Casey Gilchrist in the 13. Well, Zach, your first caution as a broadcaster coming to a close. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Like I said, it's awesome first time experience. I'm glad we're up here, up in the booth, like you said, and not being down there when that wreck happened, because, man, whew, and it's a good thing this is a simulator, but so far, so great. Come ask me when it's lap 50, okay?
I'll try and get back to you around lap 50 and maybe lap 94, maybe and possibly lap 96. Depends. We will use green, white checkered attempts if we need them. I do want to point out David Booth, TJ Elliott, and Tyler Miller all have made their way back out onto the speedway, but not on the lead lap anymore. As we make our way back onto the front stretch, the 04 going to lead this field to the restart. Logan Helton going to try and do everything he can to get out in front of his teammates. Alliance Motorsports in the top 3 positions. Then Casey Gilchrist splitting them up just a little bit with Les Levy and Josh Milam on row 3. So Zach, take it away for this restart.
Gotcha. As we go green flag here. Looks like everybody got a nice little start. No mischiefs, I see. Coming down the second turn now as they're gaining speed. So far, Mark Mann is still nudging Logan Helton, by a nose. Looks like Logan's going to get a nice little run on this backstretch, though, to take over that lead. Now in the backstretch, we're going 3 wide. We're going to see what these people in the bubble can do to see their way to get to the stage before the stage end on lap 20. You got 6 more remaining laps, so we'll see what happens here.
3 wide, fizzled out just a little bit. Seems like nobody can figure out if they want to be 2 wide, 3 wide. Mark Vega in the 18, tucking down behind Holloway in the 21, then sliding back up, going to brush the wall just a little bit there. Mark Mann, Logan Helton continuing to lead their respective lanes, and we got 6 laps to go here in stage number 1. And Mark Mann has the 4 of Rick Seabrand's on his back bumper. I'll tell you what, Logan Helton in the 63 can get up on the wheels. He's going to slide down in front of the 04.
Yeah, that was going to be an any move given at any time. That backstretch on that top lane is just so fast. I mean, throughout the backstretch, there's no way of blocking that or stopping that, especially in the inside lane. You just can't get that speed like the top lane does.
Conley along the wall in the 3rd lane. He has his Empire Motorsports teammate Robert Dumendak right behind him. Logan Helton able to be out in the front now, but looks like a lot of people stacking up to try and take Logan's top spot away. Casey Gilchrist, first name in the hat for that to happen.
Yep, as you see coming around turn 3, you know Mark Vega's going to try his way to get up there as well, as he's eyeing the top lane with Conley and the Empire's Motorsports team.
Side by side into the tri-oval, we got 3 wide racing as the laps are ticking down for this one. Logan asking a good question over in YouTube chat. The drivers with the Dash R, those are the rookies. Tyler Miller, a rookie here. Also Casey Gilchrist, but he is one of our chase contenders, so we're going to allow that chase contender moniker or a symbol, the C, to replace the R.
As now we're in turn 3. We're trying to go 3 wide for the lead here. 3 more to go. Actually 2 at the line here. We're going to see who can pull away with the stage 1 win here.
Coming to the start finish line, Casey Gilchrist has the lead. Josh Milam maybe going to wrestle it away from him. Logan Helton down on the inside, 2nd car in that inside lane. Mark Mann now the 3rd car. Ernie Williams in the 91 machine. Ernie up 7 positions from where he started. He is not our biggest mover so far here tonight. That belongs to Daniel Holloway in the 21. He has gained 15 positions. Holloway still has quite a bit of work to do if he wants to win this stage. 4th car in that inside lane, but he's no stranger to stage victories, let alone race victories. As we are side by side, 3 rows deep with Ernie Williams up on the top shelf.
Coming around turn 1 now, back to the 3 wide action. Still dodging and weaving who's going to get this stage 1 win, with Casey and Logan Helton still up there in the top spot. We'll see if that top lane of the 3 wide can obstruct that from getting that win there.
As they make their way down the backstretch into turn number 3, everyone pushing very hard here to try and win stage 1. in wildcard race number 2 here at Talladega. Gonna get one more time around with the crossing of the start finish line this time. And man, are they tightly packed in there. Here we go. Final lap for stage number 1. The 13 machine down on the inside. He's going to get a good run through the corner here. Logan Helton in the 63 has to hold his car nice and steady as Ernie Williams pinching down just a little bit. The 44 machine getting a little bit crossed up out there in the middle of all this, but gathers it back in. Rodney Cobb doing what he can. Now Ernie Williams going to slide all the way down to the inside. The 91 making his bet that the inside lane is going to be faster. Logan staying right there in the middle.
Yeah, what a move by 91 of Ernie Williams to go all the way from the top down to the bottom. We're going to see coming to the line now. Logan Helton's got a little bit of a nose ahead. Here they come out of the tri-oval. And it looks like the 91 of Ernie is going to take it just by a nose length.
And Ernie Williams picking up the win, like you said, by just a nose. Solid effort by the 91 machine. And Ernie gaining quite a few spots from where he qualified to put his car here. One of the only drivers to have 3 wins coming into this championship. Sorry, he has 2 wins. My apologies. Josh Milam has 3 wins. Rick Sebrands has 3. And Ernie has 2. So with the yellow flag coming out, everyone going to get bunched up behind the pace car. And we await from the official word from race control that Ernie is our stage winner. He should have enough fuel to make it all the way around, but that does play a factor, Zach. I don't know if you know that or not, but we have had drivers who have tried to stretch their fuel, ran out of fuel on the cooldown lap, and had the stage win stripped away from them.
Yeah, I noticed that a couple, I'd say, I want to say a couple weeks back, but just before the playoffs, this happened when I was watching as a spectator. And not only has it happened there, it's happened on the Wednesday night series as well of the Grand National series. There's been a couple of drivers that tried to stretch it out and fortunately just couldn't make it enough all the way, and they got stripped of that stage win.
So with the pace car out in front, we wait patiently for the official word from race control, but the 91 going to make it on the pit road, and that looks like to me it's good enough to call Ernie Williams our stage 1 winner. And it's no easy feat, Zach, to pick up a stage win here.
Yeah, I just by telling from that backstretch move that he did, going all the way from the top line down to the bottom lane, being able to do that and get that draft and that momentum without wrecking the whole field. That was crazy. That was a nice move by Ernie.
All right, so on the pit road, everybody making their pit stops. Daniel Holloway, fuel only for the 21, a very quick stop. The 91 of Ernie Williams, down and away. So let's see about talking to our stage 1 winner. Ernie, you got your ears on, bud?
Gotcha.
How you doing out there tonight, Ernie?
I'm doing. Anytime you're in first place, you're always doing good. I heard. So I'm doing all right, man.
Well, you pick up the stage 1 win. This 91 machine, really looking like it's got a good shot here at a championship. But you got this race and another one to go. But Ernie, man, a solid season from you so far. What's it going to take the rest of this race here for you to keep this pace up?
I want to stay out of trouble first and foremost. I'm gonna try to stay up front for the rest of the race. Get in my in and out there. No hiccups there, and hopefully I can slinger right around here in the front 2 or 3 rows. And if I see somebody coming out on the outside, I'm jumping out. I seen Travis coming out last time. I was like, well, he's either gonna push me or we'll finish 10th. So he got me out in front. I cleared both lanes, ducked down, and It was close coming out of 4, but somehow, I don't know if them guys got into each other, but I snuck her out.
Well, Ernie, you know, I know you like the high side. Our dirt background tends to allow us to like to run along the wall. What's it like here at Talladega being so far up there?
It's awesome, man. You can get there. I tell everybody, if you can reach out your window and open the guy's door, you're just perfectly close enough to him. So you got to get close, man. I love it up there, man. Like I said, like you said, I got dirt background. So anytime I can get up there, man, I'm heading that way.
Well, Ernie, this 91 machine picked up stage 1 win. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give for that?
Absolutely. We'll go Fuel Sim Racing, man. Them guys putting me on, putting me up front, you know. So I got to thank them first and foremost. Tim Nichols with Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. You guys for doing the broadcast, man. Hopefully I can be out here stage 2 with you too.
All right, that is Ernie Williams, your stage 1 winner, making his way back down pit road. Congratulations, Ernie, on a solid effort here at Talladega, picking up stage 1. Dave Hunt, driver of the 53 machine, did not come down pit lane here at the end of the stage, so he is out in front. I thought for sure we maybe would have seen him come down pit road this time, but Dave Hunt on a little bit of a different schedule than everyone else.
Yeah, don't must be, like I said, like you said, it was a different schedule, but hey, don't count him out. He actually won our Wednesday night series race just this last week. What an incredible finish by him on the Grand National Series. So don't count him out. He's no stranger to the super speedways, and like, just don't count any of these drivers out, especially with their different strategies that they're pulling off, because it only takes that one win just to move you up. So
Logan taking out the dreaded blue cone. Have I mentioned to you I hate these blue cones that iRacing put out?
puts holes in radiators. You're not supposed to hit those, KR.
Oh, they're not supposed to be out on the track where I can hit them either.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so the field's stacking up 2 by 2. Here we go once again. Stage number 2 coming right at you. The completion of lap 40. One driver going to be declared the stage 2 winner. Can Ernie Williams do a clean sweep of the stages? We'll have to find out here in just a handful of laps. Keep in mind, last time, stage number 1, the first set of drivers who came down pit road were also the drivers who came away with the race lead. Now, we're going to be a little bit closer on fuel. We might see someone try and stretch it, but keep in mind, if they run out on the cooldown lap, that is it. They do not get to win. They will be not disqualified from the race, but will be disqualified from the stage win. What word am I looking for there? They will not be credited with a staged win.
Gotcha.
Got it. Boom. Nailed it. English is my first language, sadly.
Same.
All right, here we go. Dave Hunt in the 53, leading this field down to the green flag. Long line down on the inside as everyone tried to top off their fuel tanks. And away we go with Dave Hunt and Rodney Cobb on the front row for this one. You guys, longtime fans, know what that means. We talked about Dave Hunt being from Buck Wild Racing, and the Bucks have gone wild.
Coming down the back stretch, looks like that single filed lane that was in the back, they've already settled off to the 2 wide now scenario. Coming around turn 3 now. Looks like Les Levy's going to make his way to the top side.
Les Levy in the bust a nut machine. No help yet. Here comes the 12 of Robert Duvendak. So Levy a championship contender. Duvendak a championship contender. Got some work to do to work their way forward. They're 2 cars in that 3rd lane. And we heard it from Ernie. If you are in that 3rd lane, you got to be close enough to reach out and touch the car to your inside. And right now, Les Levy giving lots of room to the 7 of Josh Milam.
Yeah, looks like quite enough. Like, they want to get up there, but they want to take their time getting up there. So we'll see what they do in here in turn 3 here. Actually, they're getting a huge run coming around turn 3. Duendak left Les Levy. Now Les Levy's by himself up there in the top lane.
And he's still hanging tough up there all by himself. He's trying to work over Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine. McCarrick, right now leading that second lane. Les losing a little bit of ground here through the tri-oval and falling back, but the 50 of Sean McCarrick had to work his way forward quite a bit and got a little bit of a wiggle from that outside lane. Right now, David Overstreet, our race leader.
That top side lane seems to not get its momentum going here in this restart that we've had from the stage. That bottom lane looks to be where it's at right now.
So David Overstreet in the 46, out in front, the 44 of Rodney Cobb in second spot. The 53 of Dave Hunt. He's going to have to hit pit road here before too much longer. Last time he was on pit lane was lap 11. So the 53 is really trying to run this tank dry here. We'll see when he's going to peel off for pit road.
Yeah, like I said earlier, hopefully he has enough to either one stretch or whatever he's got in the tank, because if you're by yourself pitting, this hurts you in the long run.
Les in the 62 going to move down to the middle lane now. That 62 machine never gave up on the outside. It has done him well as he is now leading the charge in the middle lane. Josh Milam in the 7 stayed to the high side. He's racing 3 wide for the lead. Josh Milam, Les Levy, and the 46 of David Overstreet.
Yeah, you have all them fuel sim cars lined up on the top lane as Josh Milam goes down all the way to the bottom, leaving Hunter Reynolds and Ernie up there at the top. We'll see if they make their way to the second line, see if they can get up to their teammate Josh Milam.
So Hunter Reynolds in the 26, after a devastating stage 1 incident, finds himself out in front here. How about that? The 26 able to recover from his issues, going, I believe he was 2 laps down, and able to get back on the lead lap as the 53 of Dave Hunt does peel off for pit road all by himself. He is all alone once again. Hunter Reynolds wasn't 2 laps down. It's TJ Elliott, Tyler Miller, and David Booth who are 2 laps down. I knew I'd get it right sooner or later.
Yeah, I think actually Hunter Reynolds. Oh, we got a
big
wreck
trouble
in the back one. As looks like TJ Elliott was in that one as well. That's bad news to hear for TJ.
Mark Vega involved. The 51 involved in another one. Let's see if we can back this up and figure out what happened here on this one. Mark Vega coming up, slamming into the 52 of Randall Cobb.
Yeah, it's looking like Mark Vega just skimmed the outside wall enough to turn him way left down to the second lane, hitting Travis and then Casey, and just domino effect after that one.
So Mark Mann getting involved in this one as well. Take a look and see how it started. Mark Vega in the 18 coming off of turn number 2. Goes for a spin and collects several drivers.
That's bad news for the Vapid Yeet team, as 3 of those drivers were involved in that wreck. Sean, Casey, and TJ.
So the 91 of Ernie Williams comes away with the race lead after all is said and done. But I think Dave Hunt is going to look like a superstar here. He had just been on pit road, was able to get off of pit road before he lost a lap. And now nobody is going to come down pit lane, so everyone feels they have enough fuel to make it to the end of this stage.
Yeah, this is definitely a gutsy call by some of these drivers, but hey, once again we see a second driver. First we get Sean Stevens with the pit strategy and getting the caution out, and now we got Dave Hunt. Some gutsy moves by these guys, but hey, paid off in the long run.
Well, TJ Elliott looks like his night is done. Hope to have gotten a word in with him, but after a great start to race number 1, race number 2 not going his way. We'll see if we can't get him back in here and maybe join us in the booth. You said that your childhood friends with him and all this and that?
Yes, I did, KR. Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll give you some extra bonus points if you can get him to come back in and join us in the booth here tonight, but he'd probably be a little bit salty, so I don't know. Maybe we should.
We'll see. We'll
let him.
I'll do some connections.
We'll let him go and lick his wounds a little bit, because that is rough to have 2 major accidents before the end of stage 2. So as the field makes its way down and around the 91 of Ernie Williams, our race leader Derek Conley in second spot, third place going to the 50 of Sean McCarrick, Hunter Reynolds in fourth, and rounding out your top 5 is the 7 of Josh Milam. Is all right, Mark Vega, Sean McCarra sitting on pit road still, and big damage on those 2 cars. Mark Vega got in trouble coming off of turn 2, started this whole thing, and well, got to hammer out the damage and not burn a fast repair if you can.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what it looks like he's doing. He's not going to go a lap down. He's actually going to come out of the pits right now, and it's going to save that fast repair for later. This helps out Tyler Miller. He just went from 2 laps down to now 1 lap down. So he's still trying to make his way back onto the lead lap.
So we're going to start stacking them up side by side as we get ready to fire them off one more time. Stage 2 coming to an end at the completion of lap 40 as the lights go out on the safety vehicle. So Zach, we're at another stage coming to an end here, and you're talking about becoming one of the Monday night drivers. So tell us a little bit about what OP has planned here in the off season at the completion of our championship run.
Yeah, so all the feeder drivers from Wednesday and Saturday night races, Wednesdays for Xfinity Superspeedway League, and then Saturday for Truck Series Superspeedway League. It looks like they're planning on all the feeder guys after this season has ended for these premier drivers. We would do a 3-race week session, should I say, for all the feeder drivers. That is going to be excluding all the Monday drivers. So all these guys that you see out here on the track, they're going to be taking a nice little break, sipping their pina coladas, just watching the feeder guys go down at it. And so far they have not confirmed or denied yet what the top spots are going to be to get into the Monday series, but it looks like they're looking from anywhere from 7 to 12 more spots to be filled for Monday's next season.
So now, are you putting in the practice and all the necessary work to make sure that you earn a solid spot in this deal?
Oh yeah, you know it. You know, I'm already hearing tips from all these guys, especially these guys that you see up front in these or on top of these standings. You know, anywhere from Mark Mann to Rick Seabrands to Hunter Reynolds to Josh Milam. I'm getting all tips from these guys on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so they've been very helpful to see what it's going to be like.
All right, as we get ready to go back to green flag racing, we're not done digging into Zach's past, his background, or what he has coming up for us next. Don't you worry, Zach, we're going to have you figured out before the end of the night. As the green flag flies, Ernie Williams elected the outside lane for this restart. Derek Conley on the inside. They're going to go side by side into turn number 1. Williams wanted his teammate Hunter Reynolds on his back bumper. Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine trying to get to the back bumper of the 28 and give him a good shove. And Zach, we're getting ready to see some 3 wide racing as Gilchrist makes a move to the outside wall.
Yeah, any moment you're going to see this 3 wide racing here as the stage 2 winds down. People are going to be craving for those stage points, especially the people that are in the bubble right now.
Side by side into the tri-oval. Ernie Williams has the advantage for the moment in the 91 machine. Derek Conley in the 28 on his back bumpers. We begin lap 35 of 94, our scheduled distance. Got a few cars at the back of the field here with some damage. We're going to see how this plays out for them here, if they were able to save their fast repair. I do know Tyler Miller had to use his, the driver of the 24 machine. Didn't have a whole lot of car left, and Miller in that 24.
Yep, it looks like he's going to be sitting out of the race along with Travis, TJ Elliott. As we're going still 2 wide, it looks like that back or that top line is now starting to form, starting to get good momentum coming around the tri-oval now, as they were hanging back for the last couple laps. It looks like Derek Conley is going to be the one leading that top side with Hunter Reynolds.
So drivers out of the race, Tyler Miller and TJ Elliott. And some of you might be wondering why all of a sudden it's TJ Elliott. Well, I got some insight from Zach here about how to properly address Travis Elliott. He is now known as TJ Elliott. So thank you for that, Zach.
No problem. Like I said, we grew up in high school, and we just that was his nickname in high school, and it's just stuck with. So I was surprised that the name changed, or with you guys in OP here.
All right, like, on the outside, the 62 of Les Levy making a bold move, and he's going to slide down in front of Derek Conley and completing that pass on the outside. Logan Helton in the 63, now the lead car in the outside lane. Logan Helton leading the middle, and Ernie Williams in the 91 out in front of the bottom line. Sean McCarrick in the 50. Not sure where he's trying to go, but he's down below the yellow line as we head into the corner. He is going to blend back up, but man, that could create a problem if he hadn't have blended back up.
Yeah, it looks like there for just might have been a half second. Looks like they were 4 wide. They ended up saving that and breaking that off. They did not want to bring out the caution at this late of the stage, as we're still 3 wide at the top. Logan Helton moves down to the middle lane with Hunter Reynolds, and we're still 3 wide for the first 2 rows.
Aspen Belvin in the 84 out there mixing it up right behind the 13 of Casey Gilchrist, and Aspen has every right to be out there. I'd like to see Aspen get out in front of this field when the caution flag comes out for the end of the stage. That would give him a lap back the hard way.
Yes, it would, and that's very well much needed for Aspen, as he's 9 laps down still. So him being out there in front and trying to get up there before the stage would definitely benefit him to try to get back on that lead lap.
One check in on the first car, multiple laps down. That is David Booth in the 77. As he is kind of running all by himself. So the 77 machine going to look to get one of these laps back. when we get to the end of the stage. We are about ready to have that happen. We're lap 39, lap and a half left to go. The 63 drops down to the inside. Logan Helton out in front. He's going to try and pick up the stage, but Derek Conley in the 28 would like to spoil that plan.
As they're doing dicey moves up here at the front, Derek Conley comes out from underneath Logan Helton to get in that middle lane to get back onto the lead. Leading by or with Hunter Reynolds. They got a nice 1 to 2 car advantage now coming through the second turn onto the backstretch.
Final lap here in stage number 2. Hunter Reynolds out by a nose. If you can get out in front, that's where you need to be, because that caution flag could fly at any moment, and that would seal the deal here for stage number 2. Derek Conley down on the inside, trying to take over. He's got the momentum down through the bottom of the corner. Hunter Reynolds falling back a little bit on the outside lane. Logan Helton in the 63, not going to be able to make a move on the 28 just yet. Oh, big wiggle out of Logan Helton as they make their way through the tri-oval. Derek Conley in the 28, going to pick up stage win number 2.
Ooh, we got a nice little slide there right after the start-finish line. It looks like all drivers will be able to hang on to it, though.
Big puff of smoke out of one of the cars getting sideways, but Derek Conley picks up stage number 2 here tonight.
What a nice little move Derek Conley did to get in front of Logan Helton and get in front of Hunter Reynolds, for Hunter Reynolds being able to push him almost all the way to the stage end.
All right, let's pull up our stage 2 winner, and that is none other than the 28 of Derek Conley. Derek, you got your ears on, bud?
Hey, KR, how's it going, buddy?
Doing just fine. How are you?
Exhausted, dude. I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but it's been wild as hell out here. It's pretty awesome, actually.
No, I haven't been paying attention. I've been watching some entertaining stuff going on elsewhere.
Oh, definitely not here then.
Paint was drying. I had to keep track of it.
Understood.
Oh man, stage 2 here goes to you, the 28 machine. Bold move being made to get it done. Walk us through how you were able to pull those off.
I tell you what, it was just a lot of faith about the guys around me. I mean, I've been racing the majority of these guys for, this is season something. We've been racing for a long time together. So I know, I've got a lot of faith in all the guys around me that I can do those moves and they can make them stick, and they can do those moves to me. We can make them stick. So all it was just finding the clearance to be able to do it, and then be able to pull it off. It's been, like I said, it's just been really exciting tonight. Lots of 3 wide. I'm very, very happy so far with how the race has been going for everybody.
Well, that's it. Once again, yeah, you were talking about the move strategy you did. That was a really nice move coming from Logan Helton onto that middle lane through with Hunter Reynolds there. Talk us through, are you gonna save any more moves for us later on this race or what?
Dude, I've always got the moves in the bag. The problem is being able to live long enough to put them out. So far, it's been pretty decent. I've just got to take care of the car and make sure that I'm there at the end to be able to put the moves on.
All right, Derek, we'll let you finish up here and get back to it. Before we do, though, any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
As always, I want to thank you all for broadcasting. I want to thank the fans for coming out and watching us every single Monday night. I want to thank Miller, Will, Duvey, Cody Ober for being my teammates. I want to thank Alex, Rob, and Cody Ober again for putting on this league now, going into what I think is our 6th season. I can't, think about it right now. My head is elsewhere. And I also want to thank all the guys on the track, man. Like I said, we couldn't do this type of racing. We couldn't put on this type of product without the talent behind the wheel that we have and all of our drivers out here. So big shout out to those guys. Can't rave enough about these guys out here.
All right, that is Derek Conley, our stage 2 winner. And Derek, once again, man, congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Had to change the number. Maybe, change the luck. At least one good thing happened.
There you go. He picks up the stage win here tonight. So, guys, with all that being said, we're going to take a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got him 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are about ready to fire them off once again, side by side, 2 by 2. Derek Conley in the 28, your stage 2 winner. Casey Gilchrist in the 13 machine on his outside. Les Levy, Logan Helton, row number 2 for this restart. Here we go. Green flag is out. Final stage here tonight as we try to close this race out. Derek Conley in the 28 machine has the advantage. Logan Helton saw a hole, dropped down to the inside. A good move by the driver of the 63 machine. Les Levy in the 62 gets to his back bumper. And Zach, we talked about it. Let's go ahead and do it. We got the request for it. A little bit. Turn it up. A little bit of turn it up goes a long way here at Talladega. Great racing action throughout this entire field, and that one brought to you by all of our onboard cameras here tonight. The 53 of Dave Hunt, who has used strategy in a unique way here tonight, out in front as the race leader. The 53 has Josh Milam in the 7 tucked in behind him, and to the outside, well, that's the 44 of Rodney Cobb working his way to the front of this field. Has Sean McCarrick on his back bumper, and Les Levy in the 62 up in the 3rd lane has an opportunity to drop down to the 2nd lane, just has not pulled the trigger on it just yet.
Yeah, as we look back towards the back here, we got these cars somewhat spread out a bit as they know that there's obviously no more stages. Now it's just towards the end of the race is what we're shooting for. Looks like they're just holding back, trying to avoid maybe some wrecks that maybe could see happen soon, or also some pit strategies might be going down here.
Josh Milam in the 7 machine, your new race leader. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds on his back bumper. Dave Hunt falling to the 3rd car in the inside lane. So the 7 of Josh Milam out in front. Milam picking up 3 wins so far this season. Having a good run going here tonight.
Yeah, I think I look back on the history, it looks like Josh Milam is our defending champion from last season too. He looks to make sure that he does not lose that defending champion status, and he looks to stay strong in these last few races because he definitely wants to go back to back.
I want to check in on last week's winner, the driver of the 52. That is Randall Cobb. And right now he is back in 19th spot, still on the lead lap, but he is back here towards the tail end of the field, maybe riding around. We'll see if this 52 can pick up another win and really start to irritate some of our chase drivers.
Yep, now as we look towards the front, looks like Les Levy and them guys pulled down to the middle lane now, so now we're all too wide going throughout these turns.
Working lap 53 of 94, the 44 of Rodney Cobb on the outside lane with Sean McCarrick in the 50 on his back bumper. David Overstreet and Les Levy going to try and make it 3 wide here. Les has been trying to get that 3rd lane going, and it has worked to his advantage for the most part, but he has not been able to capitalize on a stage win from that 3rd lane.
Yeah, he's definitely been one of the guys tonight that's been in that top lane almost all night, just trying to get things going. And fortunately, sometimes it's worked in his favor and sometimes it hasn't. It just all depends on who's up there running with you.
Speaking of running with you, the 26 has been staying glued to the 7. Hunter Reynolds pushing hard on Josh Milam. Teammates out of the FSR stable working well down on the inside lane here. As want to give a quick rundown on our field. We do have 22 cars on the lead lap. 26 drivers have turned a lap out here tonight. TJ Elliott scored in 26th spot. Tyler Miller in 25th. Those 2 cars out of the race. Lap 27, lap 31 respectively. Aspen Belvin is he's working lap 45, the 84 machine, mixing it up with our leaders here, but had a late start to the race. Don't know if he fell asleep in his stagecoach, what his situation is, but he started this race 9 laps down, so a tough go for him. And the 77 of David Booth got involved in a big incident with Tyler Miller and TJ Elliott, and he has been trying to recover ever since then. The 77 machine now just one lap down, and I do believe he is the first and only car one lap down at this time.
Yep, that's correct. KR David Booth is lap down. Speaking of going back to Aspen Belvin, even though he's 9 laps down, still, you know, maybe in and out of this, he's still a great teammate for being out there for his teammates. As you've seen him lined up on the bottom lane with his 2 teammates in front of him, still maybe giving them a good push towards the end of this race of Casey and Sean.
Mark Vega going one lap down. He was able to blend in, but the 18 machine not looking like it is going to keep pace. That's good news for David Booth in the 77, as he now has to worry about the 18. David Booth needing a caution. The rest of the drivers are hoping this thing stays green. David Booth, one of the ones hoping for a caution. So that's going to give us 21 cars on the lead lap. Sean Stevens, last car on the lead lap in the 27 machine, just ahead of him. That is Randall Cobb, who picked up the win last week. And then the 04 of Mark Mann, trying to make a move now on the outside of the 82 of Dan Harrington. And so we're talking about streaming. Dan Harrington has a stream, Demon Tech 82. Check him out if you got the opportunity. If not, I guess you can't tell him that KR sent you, but Zach, you do a little bit of streaming yourself. Why don't you tell everyone here where they could find your stream?
Yeah, I stream over there on Facebook. It's underneath Fritchie Gaming. I recently made the switch a couple months back from actually first-person shooter games to iRacing, and been in love with it ever since. If I'd advise people, if you haven't got a wheel and you love racing, iRacing is definitely the way to go. Super fun and an awesome simulator. There's no other simulator that can beat this. This is really a good simulator.
All right, well, Zach, it's been good having you out here with me here tonight, and you do a great job of putting the lotion back in the basket. We got trouble. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17 machine finding issue with the 77 of David Booth. Both drivers off into the grass. The 17 down below the racing line. So the caution flag never coming out. The 77 able to gather it back in. That is going to give, I guess we're not going to have a yellow.
Yeah, it looks like since there was only 2 cars.
It was only 2 cars. Both of them were down below the racing line. So we stay green.
Yeah, it looks like the 77 was still able to continue, and 17 hit the inside safer barrier wall. That's definitely going to hurt the 77 for his lucky dog position that he was holding off against Mark Vega. So we'll see how this continues out. Unfortunate for Jimmy Reynolds, though, in the 17 car.
So Josh Milam in the 7, your race leader this field, getting single file here. Starting to have the feeling like they would like to log some laps here and just kind of get through the middle stages of this section of the race and then start mixing it up once again. Drivers last on pit road on lap 42. We are working lap 60 here. It's only a matter of time before they come down pit road. Mark Vega has made his way around David Booth as Booth has pulled onto pit road. So the 77, the problems continue for him as he's going to hit pit lane.
Yeah, it looks like going back to what you were saying with the single file line, it looks like, oh, there we go. The pit strategies were coming in effect. We got tons of drivers coming in, smoking some tires.
I believe one of our drivers, David Overstreet, locked him up and smacked the inside wall.
Yeah, it looked like, I couldn't tell if he touched there or not, but I did see him on the way inside there on locking the brakes or locking the tires up.
So Overstreet using a fast repair. Rodney Cobb in the 44, your race leader, but not for very long. Daniel Holloway in the 21, Logan Helton in the 63, and Rick Seabrands in the 4. got a good train going. They're going to make their way to the front of the field. Holloway in the 21, your race leader now. When's he going to hit pit road? Gotta say, it's probably going to be not this lap. Good choice, KR. He's not coming down pit road this lap. Way to call it at the cone.
As your first pit cycle leaders cycle around the backstretch now, it looks like Derek Conley got a faster pit time than Hunter Reynolds. He's now going to be back behind Josh Milan going into turn 3 now.
All right, so of the drivers who have made pit stops, Milam, Conley, Reynolds, 1, 2, and 3. That is not how that running order is on the track. Logan Helton, Rick Seaburns, Daniel Holloway are sitting first, second, and third. But the 7, the 28, and the 26 getting hooked up very quickly. That is going to be very important. But now the 63, the 4, the 21, everyone else coming down onto pit road. And a little bit less traffic, so they might have a little bit aggressive entry here. The 63 of Logan Helton locking them up a little bit deep into the commitment cone there. We'll see if he's going to get slapped with a penalty.
Yeah, that was definitely a big lockup for Logan Helton. We'll see if he gets that speeding penalty.
All right, so Josh Milam, Derek Conley, and Hunter Reynolds making their way off of turn number 4. Well, let's go on board with the 7 machine, and you can see what he sees. Open track, and everyone's starting to peel out of their pit lane, and this is going to be a very easy pass for Milam as Rick Seabrand still down on the bottom apron there, not even up to speed yet. The 7 going to quite easily gap everyone who was on pit road.
Yeah, it looks like coming around the backstretch now, we got 7 cars on that first pit cycle and still trying to line up, trying to get the draft, catching up to Josh Milam, the leader.
So Milam out in front by virtue of coming down pit road first. Now he's going to go to the high side. Les Levy in the 62 down to the bottom. And so new leader, Les Levy.
Yeah, that's crazy how they went to the high side, especially given all that low lane, all the drafting help that they need. You got probably, I'd say, about 7, 8 cars down there in that bottom lane. They're definitely going to seem to fall back there a little bit on that top lane, which they are now.
They're falling back, and I'm wondering if this isn't by choice, maybe by design. They want to sit back and log some laps here. I don't know. You were out in front, you move up to the high side, and then you don't try and challenge back. So that's what makes me think it's by design.
Now they form down to the middle lane, so now we're 2 wide coming around the tri-oval. We've got a couple cars, 3 cars in the back, still trying to get that draft up to the lead pack, as now they seem like they're mostly all single file now throughout the backstretch, except the 2 cars up to the top.
So everyone making it through our first round of green flag pit stops here in the final stage of our race at the Talladega Superspeedway. The Premier Series rolling into the final 2 races here tonight in the Wildcard Series. This one working lap 65, now making lap 66 of 94. Next week, we head off to Daytona for the final round here in the Wildcard Series. And that is going to be the nice and smooth Daytona. But then we're going to send to 5 drivers home from the championship. Started with 13 last week. And next week, we're only going to have 8 drivers who survive. And it's a round of 8, 2 races there. We go to the Legacy Daytona and the Talladega Superspeedway. So we'll be right back here in just a couple of weeks, and then it's from 8 down to 4. 4 drivers gonna try and win it all June 14th at Daytona.
Definitely a good track to end it on, of a nice season winding down, coming to an end. Daytona is always a good track to either start a season out or end a season. Just an awesome track.
Rodney Cobb in the 44 out in front. David Overstreet in the 46 on his outside. They're starting to mix it up just a little bit. 4 cars working the outside lane. Bob Lacavera in the 5 machine. He's having a nice quiet night. Here he is in 4th spot. He has been able to avoid as many issues as he can. And that has been something that he put on his to-do list. So he's going to make it a move for the 3rd lane. Sean McCarrick going to go with him. That will abandon the 12 of Robert Dubendak. Doobie starts to fall back just a little bit. The 44 Rodney Cobb and David Overstreet gapping Les Levy just a hair.
All right, going back to Dubendak and Dave Hunt, the 53. They, as you can tell, they got some nice rear end damage, but they're also staying in the draft quite nicely. So hopefully the 12 can hop back in lane here, which I think he's going to in front of Rick. Nope, he's not. Just hoping he can stay on that draft even with the damage that's on his rear end.
So Rodney Cobb in the 44 out in front. He has David Overstreet from Checkered Flag Motorsports on his back bumper. 44 and the 46, I do believe, to be teammates. Not 100% sure, because Rodney Cobb not in the same channel as the rest of the Checkered Flag Motorsports driver. But yeah, interesting. Here we go.
We're still 2 wide up for the first 3 cars, and we got single file all the way to the back. Still looks like they're trying to just run some laps, get down the as we're winding down here with the 24 laps remaining. Also probably thinking about pit strategies here, maybe who's going to take an early pit or who's going to take a later pit cycle, since we only have 24 laps remaining.
We've done about 9 laps on this tank of fuel, and we're about 6 to 8 laps away from the next round of green flag pit stops, and I think everyone going to try and make it one more stop from here. Now the question becomes, do you save enough for a green and white checkered attempt? How deep can you carry this fuel run, and who's going to be able to hit pit road without a mistake?
Yeah, if they get to, I'd say we maybe start seeing some pit cycles going around maybe lap 76, so somewhere in there. It looks like that'll give them enough time to have enough fuel to make it all the way to the end. So I want to say probably around lap 76 is when you're going to start to see some single line formation and see if who's going to pit and not.
Starting to get some side-by-side action. Drivers trying to mix it up a little bit. First car 1 lap down is Mark Vega in the 18, and he is racing with the driver he is racing against to be the first car 1 lap down, the 77 of David Booth. They are running nose to tail, 21st and 22nd, as they probably in danger of going another lap down here.
Yeah, with them being by themselves here on the backstretch as the lead pack is now coming out of turn 2. Definitely looks like they might be getting swallowed here shortly with the lead pack.
The 44 and the 52 slide down in front of Sean McCarrick. Bob Lacavera and the 5 machine gets left out on the outside lane. That puts everybody single file here in this lead pack.
Yeah, it's looking like maybe pit strategies might be sooner than I thought. I don't know. We may have to take a look and see. They're definitely going to keep an eye out for the other teams. Who's going to try to pit first and make sure they pit on that next lap so that way they stay on that draft.
So everyone now down on the yellow line. Bob Lacavera found a spot to slide in. He has settled into 7th spot, up 13 positions from where he qualified. Our biggest mover of the race was split between 2 drivers, Sean McCarrick and David Overstreet. Both have gained 20 positions here tonight, and they're running 3rd and 4th. Nose to tail right here is the 44 of Rodney Cobb out in front, and a nice, cool, measured pace from the 44 machine. His best lap, a 49.8. Last time around, he just turned a 51.34. So really just kind of settling in here, and I think everyone's trying to stretch their fuel just a few laps more.
Yep, as we see here, the lap cars that we were talking about, Vega and David Booth, looks like they're going to be going a lap down here in this turn 4, maybe into the tri-oval here.
They've moved to the high side. The rest of the field down on the bottom, hugging that yellow line, and going to be an easy pass here. We're not too wide. We're not even 3 wide. We're single file down on the yellow line, and here we go. 20 laps to go here at Talladega. Just a handful of laps away from our next round of green flag pit stops, and then I think all hell is going to break loose. Right now, everyone's kind of settled in. They want to get to this final pit stop, and then we're going to start seeing things mix up just a little bit more.
Yep, I think here, and then there's still some loose gaps here in the single file lane here. I wonder if they're going to tighten up here or whatnot for coming to this pit cycle that's coming here shortly.
Fastest lap of the race going to Daniel Holloway. He turned a 49.27. Last time around, returned a 51.85. So a very slow pace right here at the moment with 19 laps to go. Holloway, like I said, who has the fastest lap of the race, the 21 machine, now making it 2 wide here. Starting to gain some ground. His teammates on his back bumper. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. And Logan, air quotes, the kid, Helton, on his back bumper as well. Those 3 cars really shooting to the front of the field here as they're taking full advantage of everyone in that slow pace.
Yeah, it looks like these guys want to get out here up to the top. They want to claim the dominance of pitting first, I think. I think they're wanting to hurry up and get to the top so that way they're fresh in the first set of pit stalls, and then they're the first ones out.
Daniel Holloway, Rick Seabrand's, Logan Helton, all last pitted on lap 62 as we are working lap 77. So they're going to have to hit pit road here soon. 18 laps to go in this one, and I think we're about 1 lap away from everyone able to make it on fuel from here. So pit road going to be very busy here in the next few laps. Now, keep in mind, we do have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need them. And we might see some of these drivers really carry this deep into this fuel run to make sure that they have enough for a green-white checkered. Sean Stevens, Dan Harrington, and David Booth on the pit road. So here we go. Green flag pit stops have started for the final round.
Coming around the backstretch now. Looks like we still got a couple cars. Mark Mann still on the top sideline. I wonder if he's going to fall back in place here. Nice little gap as well from a couple of these drivers in this line here that we got going on.
Big group of drivers hitting the pit lane. Daniel Holloway, Rick Seabrands, Logan Helton all stay out. They were some of the drivers who stayed out last time, so they have a little bit extra fuel, and they're going to try and make this work. But pit road very busy. The 44 of Rodney Cobb into his pit stall. A little bit of a rough entry there, but looks like he's going to get it done. Hunter Reynolds into his, our pole sitter by virtue of the first pit lane, or because of that, has the first pit stall. So the 21, the 4, and the 63, when are they going to hit pit road? They're going to have to hit pit lane next lap or so, and it's going to be covering themselves here quite nicely for the rest of this race.
Yeah, as they're coming around the trial now going into turn 1. Looks like we still got the 3 group of cars. Rick Seabrands, Logan Helton, and Daniel Holloway still on that front 3. Looks like Randall Cobb shortly after them, as they're still trying to get their drafting line formed to get the nice draft onto this backstretch here.
We ride on board with the 21 of Daniel Holloway. He is the race leader right now. Rick Seabrands, Logan Helton on his back bumper with Randall Cobb in the 52 right behind them, and Mark Mann in the 04 to round out your top 5. And here we go. Pit stops underway. The 4 of Rick Seabrands, very aggressive entry, or should I say the 21 being conservative, as both the 4 and the 63 got on the pit road a lot quicker than Holloway.
Yeah, coming around now and turn or backstretch going into turn 3. So we still got going into 3 wide from the pit stop cycling.
Josh Milam leads all the drivers who have made a pit stop. Logan Helton, Rick Seabrands, Randall Cobb, Daniel Holloway, Mark Mann making their way off of pit road. The 4 machine of Seabrands out in front. Can he build up enough speed before the rest of this field comes around? This one's going to be very, very close. Logan Helton trying to stay right with the 4 machine.
It's going to be really close with Rick and Logan, Daniel Holloway. See if they can hold their line and maybe Josh Milam fall in back behind them, or if not, they're going to try to make it 3 wide and go around them.
Rick having a great pit stop. He has gotten up to full speed, and that is going to allow him and Logan Helton to enjoy a few laps here without a whole lot of pressure. Randall Cobb and Daniel Holloway right behind them. They're going to try and hook up and start working together. So great call, great pit strategy by Alliance Motorsports, and Randall Cobb from Buck Wild able to piggyback in along with them, and here they are running in the top 4 spots.
Yeah, it's going back to what you said. That is a very good call with Rick and them. I think from the first pit cycle group of guys that went in, whenever the 2 or 3 cars locked them brakes or locked them tires up going into the pits, they ended up just losing a bunch of momentum there and all the speed going into that pit stop to try to get back out on first.
So Josh Milam, who was part of that group that came down pit road first, or the big group, the first big group we had 3 cars break away, and then a large group come down pit road. Milam out in front of them. They are trying desperately to catch the 4 of Rick Seabrands. We have 12 laps to go, and they are closing in. They are a little bit faster than this group here. In fact, by a little bit, it's quite a bit.
I tell you what, though, at any day of the week. I'd rather be that 4 car right there up front. I would not like to be with that group right now as they're trying to make it 3 wide in some of these turns and backstretch. Maybe a wreck here brewing up or something. I would love to be a part, or just love to be number 4 instead of that big group.
Yeah, 4 cars here trying to work together. Rick Seabrands has dropped to the back of this group. Logan Helton now the race leader in the 63 machine. Randall Cobb finds himself in 2nd place. And it looks like they are closing in on a few others to pick up here. And you know, having a couple extra cars isn't going to be a bad thing for this group. Could help their speed overall and keep that very hungry pack just that much further behind them.
Sir KR, got a question for you.
All right.
Who's your ones to watch so far? I'll tell you mine right now. It's going to be that Hunter Reynolds, that 26 car. He's got that pole position. He got that early wreck at the beginning, but yet I think he's wanting to bounce back from that, especially here sitting in 4th in points. I mean, he's technically not on the bubble. He's above, but he's still, I know Hunter Reynolds, he would love to have that win here tonight to clinch him on to the next round.
Hunter Reynolds is a solid choice as well. Can't ever count out the driver in the 26 machine. Hunter knows how to get around a super speedway, but man, I'm gonna have to go to oh, we got big trouble. Big contact, the 44 in trouble. Les Levy in the 62 involved, and this is gonna change everyone's plans. Ernie Williams gets a piece of it. Sean McCare getting involved, and Les Levy going up in smoke. And now your question really makes it a lot more difficult, because we're going to check and see what happened here. Not sure what went south, but the 91 of Ernie Williams shot into the wall. Then everyone tried to make room and scrambled, and then just went terrible from there.
But going back on the replay, looking like the 62 was getting a nice little side draft with the 84 Aspen Bellman behind him on that top lane, and it just looks like he got a little too close in that side draft, came into contact with the 28 of Derek Conley, and just ended up domino effect from there.
So the yellow flag coming out. Logan Helton in the 63 out in front. Randall Cobb in the 52 sitting in 2nd. I don't think we'll see anyone come down pit road. I think everyone made their choice. I think everyone hit pit lane with enough fuel to make it to the end of a green-white checkered attempt. Now we will see some of the drivers at the back of the pack hit pit lane, maybe take 4 tires. What do you have to lose when you're deep in that pack there? But our leaders all gonna stay out.
I'll tell you what, I was going back and looking at some of the on-car camera views of the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 71 of Sean. They did some nice maneuvering around to get away from that wreck, and good moves by them 2 drivers to avoid that wreck.
Casey Gilchrist gonna get back on the lead lap. He receives the free pass, so congrats to him. He had just gotten passed by the leaders, so lucky break for another championship contender. Mark Vega, TJ Elliott will remain off the lead lap. Everyone else in our championship battle sitting on the lead lap. TJ Elliott out of this race.
Yeah, it's looking like I don't know the standings. Either one of our standings is right. I'm not 100% sure yet, but it looks like Casey's still on my end, 2 laps down. We don't know. We'll get those guys. We'll get it figured out for you guys here soon, shortly, and see if he's actually 2 laps down or did he actually get back onto the lead lap.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up back on the lead lap here. Unless I missed a lap somewhere, which is entirely possible.
I think since them leaders came around, KR, they for some reason counted as 2 laps down. So unfortunate break for Casey though, he does go back to 1 lap being down though, being the only car being a lap down as of right now. Just still trying to fight for that lucky dog with these remainder of 8 laps remaining here.
All right, so this race winding down very quickly. 8 laps to go, as you said. Logan Helton in the 63 looking for his first win of the playoff session here. He picked up a win back at Daytona February 15th. It's been a while for Logan since he's been in victory lane. The 63, though, one of those drivers you can never count out, and here he is in the front of the field. He's been at the front for most of this race. And when you started talking about the drivers who you were looking at, was going to bring up Logan Helton. He's just got that determined feel about him, and he's been running a very smart race here tonight. You start throwing all those things together, and Logan Helton being a talented driver and all of that, when he has a good race, good front running car, he's hard to beat.
Yes, very well indeed. And I know he loves to be sitting up front right now as they, like I said, with the 7 laps remaining now as they're winding down. As looking at the point standings here, he's 9th on somewhat of the bubble to advance to the next round. So a win from him here would be really big to clinch him on to the next playoff.
Lights have gone out on the safety vehicle. We're going to stack them up 2 by 2 once again. Going to have to talk with the admins of OP Racing. Zach, are you a Ford, Chevy, Dodge? Kind of car you like?
I've been sticking them with the Chevys. I gotta stick with the Chevys. They've been pretty somewhat nice to me. Obviously getting my first wins here on some of the super speedways, and then gotten a first win on the mile and a half Elite Cup Series I do in OP Racing. So they've been pretty nice to me. So I have to stick with the Chevys. I have to. Although that Ford Mustang of the next gen is looking very nice.
Oh, I just threw up a little in my mouth. Sorry. Involuntary reaction. All right. Here we go. All kidding aside, the Ford Mustang going to pull onto pit road where it belongs. And we're going to let these guys loose once again. Logan Helton in the 63. Going to have to hold on for 6 more laps. Daniel Holloway, his teammate, on his back bumper for this restart. Randall Cobb in the 52 on the outside of row 1 with Rick Seabrands in the 4 on his back bumper. Cobb surrounded by Alliance Motorsports drivers, but Josh Milam in the 7 right there as well. And this could really get interesting as teammates are going to be important here in these last few laps, but you got to make friends with whoever is around you.
Yep, soon enough, we're going to start to see all these cars get up to speed here. And then that top lane, the third lane, which some are moving up there now, we're going to see which teammates form in that top lane.
Cobb with a good run down the back stretch, going to take the lead by a nose going into turn 3, but Logan Helton battling right back on that inside line, and Logan Helton now has the advantage, but Cobb surging right back. We see this time and time again. The inside lane through the corners, the outside lane down the straightaways.
Yeah, in the back here, we got a couple of stragglers trying to push that 3 wide to get up to the front of the field, but it looks like they're still getting no help.
Jimmy Reynolds checking in on YouTube chat. Jimmy dropping out of the race here on lap 64. An early exit for the 17 machine, but here he is to cheer along the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, who finds himself third car outside lane. Hunter, your regular season champion, now fighting to get into the next round. The 26 would like a win to seal the deal, not have to worry about it. So too with the 63 of Logan Helton, the 21 of Daniel Holloway, and Randall Cobb in the 52, last week's race winner. If he wins another one here tonight, he is really going to upset our chase drivers. And I'm not saying he's out to upset the drivers, but I'm saying he's out to upset them.
Yeah, for sure, KR. As we're still going 2 wide down the backstretch here. Teams, I bet, are still talking and seeing who's going to go first and who's going to form what. Probably, we're definitely going to see this top side move here. My bet's on the 4 of Rick Seabrains and Mark Mann.
Side by side into the trial when we go. Rick Seabrand's big wiggle, big stack up, trouble with the 4. He's into the wall. We got 2 spinning down into the infield. We stay green. Not sure. I think the 4 machine popped his engine. He was pushing hard. Here we go. 3 laps to go. No caution. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, off the pace. And Randall Cobb, last week's race winner. Derek Conley, big wiggle out of the 28, but he gathers it in. Now he's in trouble. Here we go. Big stack up at the front of the field, and Logan Helton in the 63 is going to get through it.
Ooh, what a big stack up there at turn 3. Jeez.
Logan Helton was able to be at the right place at the right time. Derek Conley's car was all over. It looked like he got a bad bump. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, going to come away in a very lucky situation here. As long as he has a fast repair, if he popped that engine, he's going to have an opportunity to get back on the lead lap. Let's take another look at this one.
I can't believe that. It looks like Logan Helton was the only one to pull away from that pack there. Going back and looking at it, it looks like nobody made it through, unless the 3 or 4 cars trailing in the back of that pack. But otherwise, everybody in that pack got involved into that one.
So a big jam up through the corner, and Logan Helton able to come away smelling like a rose. Dave Hunt in the 53 got through that one as well. And the 4 Rick Seabrand's not able to get on the pit road. He is going to go a lap down. So that did not work out to his favor. But yeah, I would say the 4 popped his engine there, and he's trying to slowly make his way around. Tough break for the 4 Rick Seabrand's. What a story it has been for Rick this season as well. Having that surgery, having all that stuff, and still out here fighting for a championship.
Yes, that is an awesome story. I know I came into this OP Racing as of late, but this community that we have here at OP Racing they're phenomenal, man. I mean, everybody, you see all these drivers here racing, they compete from one another, but at the end of the day, when this race is said and done, all these guys have love for every single one of each and one of these drivers. They all care about one another, and it definitely showed with Rick with his surgery that he had.
So Logan Helton in the 63 with some damage on his back bumper. That is a significant ding to the right side bumper. It does not appear to be slowing him down. Looks like it's in a little bit better shape than the 46, and Dave Hunt in the 53 looks like he's got a pretty solid car underneath him. But this has shaken the field up quite a bit. Logan Helton and Robert Duvendak, the only 2 drivers in the top 5. Helton, our leader, Duvendak, final spot in the top 5. Rest of the chase drivers scattered throughout the field. TJ Elliott out of this race. He dropped out lap 27. So this has not been a kind race to our championship drivers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised here with this overtime in effect that we're gonna see a bunch of cars out there trying to haggle on every nut, bolt, and screw and keep it in one piece and trying to cross the finish line to get them enough points to help them get out of the bubble or whatever they need to do to try to move on to the next playoffs.
A win and you're in, and how big of a deal is it that last week Randall Cobb, a non-chase driver, wins the race, and Cobb still sitting on the pit road, pretty torn up, the 52. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it out, and I believe he's already had to use his fast repair.
Yeah,
not
it looks
100% sure.
Looks like the Ford Rick Seabrands is not going to be able to come out either before getting another lap down. So it looks like he might be going 2 laps down.
Normally I have race control not too far away from me, but tonight I don't have race control here with me, so I'm wondering, I believe they have assessed a penalty to the 63. Logan Hilton has dropped to the tail here.
Yeah, I wonder if they weren't happy with that bump draft that he was able to get on that turn 3 or whatnot that may have turned around Derek Conley, but not quite sure. But yeah.
Yeah, that 28 did take a sharp turn towards the wall with the 63 behind him, and tough break for Logan. However, I'll tell you what, that kid has some talent behind the wheel. He'll be able to make his way back forward.
Looks like we got a couple drivers that used their fast repair and waited towards this end of this race. That's a huge benefit for all those drivers that did that. We'll see if they get around these somewhat damaged cars here on the front and see if they can get around them to see who can take away with this lead here on this first attempt of this green-white checkered that we're going to have.
All right, so here we go. First attempt of a green-white checkered. We are actually now officially into overtime. We're working lap 95. Checkered flag, I should say, would be coming out this time across the start-finish line.
That's in. A couple drivers still coming out of the pits now, getting back in lanes. Pace car is going to be rolling off here, and here we go for our first green-white checkered attempt. Who's it going to be?
Ford Mustang down and away. The 46, little beat up, little banged up. The 53 looking nice and pretty. Dave Hunt has the 12 of Robert Duvendak on his back bumper. The 7 of Josh Milam right there. Those are some championship contenders. Here we go. Green flag is out. First attempt at a green-white checkered finish. Dave Hunt in the 53, getting a good launch. Doesn't clear the 46 just yet. Stays to the high side.
They're all squiggling around turn number 2, trying to see what draft helps, which lane is going to help here in the final lap that we got going on next time around.
Duvendak in the 12 machine, using the high side to his advantage. Going to take over the race lead. Josh Milam in the 7 on his back bumper. They go from the top shelf all the way down to the bottom. Here we go. The 7 and the 12 side by side through the tri-oval. Daniel Holloway right there as well. 3 championship contenders going at it. White flag, final time around. And Zach, this race is going to end in the next flag.
Yeah, crazy race so far. We're going to see who can survive. throughout this last lap remaining here. We got on the backstretch. Car comes out on the yellow line, below the yellow line, dives right back into it as we're staying 3 wide going into turn number 3 now.
Side by side, 3 wide. Holloway making contact, but gathers it back in. Logan Helton charging to the outside lane. Off of turn number 4, Robert Duvendak has the lead. Can he bring it on home through the tri-oval? Duvendak at the line. It's going to pick up the win and advance into the round of 8.
What a nice finish to a crazy race.
Josh Milam brings it home in second. Derek Conley third. Sean McCarrick fourth. Daniel Holloway fifth. Logan Helton going to bring it home in sixth. A great recovery by Logan Helton. Tough break for the 63, but still an outstanding drive to bring it back up to 6th place. So Duvendak taking an extra lap here and gonna slam on the brakes and start the celebration, and we're gonna try and get our post-race show fired off. Let's start by talking to our race winner from Empire Motorsports, the 12 machine. Got the old Dogecoin on the hood. Robert Duvendak, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yes, I do. How you doing tonight, KR?
I'd say I'm doing great, but I have a feeling you're doing even better.
Yeah, it's about time we got one of these Empire cars in Victory Lane.
Well, Doobie, tell me a little bit about the race. This 12 machine out in front here, a green-white checkered attempt, and you're the first one to the start-finish line.
It was a fun night tonight. I hope we put on a good enough show for everyone that tuned in tonight. I think we're 3 wide for just about the entire race, except for the long run there at the end where everyone kind of single filed out and was kind of waiting to the end. But it was a lot of fun tonight.
All right, so the 12 machine now locks itself in to the round of 8 with this win. Is the pressure off on you, or are you going to go out there and try and win the next week as well?
Well, the pressure's never off in OP. I mean, this is probably one of the best super speedway leagues out there in iRacing, and the talent level that's out here week in and week out is at the all-time high. So you always want to go out there and keep your momentum going each and every week. So, I mean, next week I'm going to be racing the same way, as if I'm going to act like I didn't have a win. I'm going to go out there, try to get one more. And if not, then hopefully one of my teammates can get it, and we can hopefully this win will start firing off a bunch of wins for Empire Motorsports.
Well, Robert, that was a nice move you did on the backstretch there to get around Dave Hunt. That was a heck of a move just to take the lead away and have Josh push you all the way to the end there. I was going to have a question for you at the end of this race tonight, because I've noticed that you took the number 12 car that I was running on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I was coming up to the Premier Series next season. I was like, hey, I'm going to have to do a trade with this 12 car, but it looks like that 12 car is treating you pretty good right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I was running. Well, all of us at Empire kind of changed up numbers this year, and we didn't have any luck. And once the playoffs started, we thought, hey, let's kind of change our numbers. A couple guys wanted to go back to their old ones, and I didn't want to go back to the 10. 12 was always the number I ran before I joined OP, and it was taken back then. So saw the opportunity for it, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's try it and see if I can get some luck running with the number 12 again. And second week running it, and looks like it might work.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no problem. You stick with that 12. Hey, it's treating you that good, then that's good.
Hey, I tell you what, my pockets are always empty. So if you want to slide a check in there, we can make a deal here.
All right, that is Robert Duvendak, the race winner. Once again, Robert, congratulations, man.
Thanks a lot, guys. I want to thank everyone over at OP for doing this each and every week. Derek for stepping up this season and taking over the admin side of it and running everything for us. Thank everyone over at Empire Motorsports. I want to thank each and every driver here at OP. If it wasn't for every driver who shows up week in and week out and does this together, we wouldn't be out here having the fun that we have. So I got to thank everyone there too, and thank everyone at Turn 3 and UKR and your new buddy there in the booth with us tonight. Hopefully we'll be racing against him Mondays next season.
All right, that is Robert Duvendak, your race winner, getting it done here tonight in the 12 machine. What an outstanding job for him. So now let's move on to our third place finisher. And Zach, I'm going to let you talk to Josh Milam, our second place finisher here tonight.
What's going on, man?
Josh, man, you've had a struggle this whole race. You went from the ups to the downs, back to the ups, back to the downs. Tell us what happened there at that last little wreck that you had with Daniel Holloway, just to get back all the way back up to the second position.
Well, Rick blew up. People were scattering everywhere. I kind of went down to dip, and I saw some open space to kind of ease back up onto the track. Not sure what happened between me and Holloway there. I haven't really looked, but we made contact, and we both just got knocked off track. Fortunately, there was a wreck that got us back into the race, and I think that's about how that one went.
Yeah. So with the second place finish tonight, and you're second in points, looks like you've got a nice little lead onto the next playoff spot. You feel comfortable?
I do. I had a good week last week. I had a pretty good week this week with points, so I feel like I'm going to be setting the top 1 or 2 spots going into the third round. I should be comfortable enough to just chill and just give my teammates some help.
Well, that's awesome. That's great news, buddy. You definitely, like I said, you went through the ups and downs of tonight's race and were able to pull it away. So congrats to you. Is there any shout outs and thank yous you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to you guys in the booth. Shout out to the admins of this league, put all this stuff together, and the drivers that come out and race, all the viewers that come out and watch us, my teammates at FSR. Big shout out to them.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate everything you do, and especially being my guy in the message to say, hey, can I get up in the booth? So I appreciate.
We got you hooked up. We got you hooked up tonight.
Yeah. I appreciate everything you do for you and OP Racing. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, that is Josh Milam, our second place finisher, but we got one more position to cover, and that is the driver who brought it home in third place, the 28 machine. Derek Conley, you got your ears on, my friend.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Third place for the 28 machine. Derek, that race had us all guessing what was going to happen next.
I'm glad to have you all guessing, because it most definitely had us guessing on the track as well. That was a wild one for sure.
Well, the 28 machine brings it home in third place. Had a lot of action out on the track. We had that green, white, checkered overtime restart. Walk us through what was going on out there for you on those final 3 laps.
Well, I could see ahead of me that the majority of the cars were damaged, especially the 2 that I was behind on my lane. So I was just trying to find an opportunity to get out from behind that situation as quickly as possible. So I believe it was coming out at 2. I was able to go 3 wide, and then turns out the 53 was pretty damaged as well. So you had a group of guys passing him on the high side. I was able to take him down on the low, hopped in behind the 7, the 12, the 21. And then from there, we all just picked up a lot of steam, a lot of jockeying back and forth. I was just trying to stay in line to the line. And then all of a sudden I saw the 12 down at the bottom. And I went to give him the hardest push I've given anybody tonight, and was able to get him the win. Unfortunately for me, I wasn't able to get clear. I was watching my mirror trying to get clear, even though it was my teammate. I want to win too. So if I could have got clear, sorry, Doobie, I would have taken it. But unfortunately, I was not able to get clear, but pushed him to a win, got me a P3. So not a bad night.
Well, Derek, I've noticed on that late crash, that late big one that we had there, you did a nice strategy on not utilizing your fast repair until late. So that's good that paid off for you.
Got very, very lucky. Normally, the way the season's gone, lap 20, I've already had that thing spent. Luckily tonight I was able to save it for that moment. There was many times where I thought about using it because I had a little bit of damage, but I kept it and it paid off.
Well, solid effort here tonight by the 28 machine, Derek. Great job all around, bringing it home in third place. The car looks a little beat up, a little tore up, but man, always looking good on the podium.
Thanks, guys. Thanks everybody that came out tonight to watch. Thanks everybody that's out here driving, racing with us. Like I said during my stage win, this league would not be here without the guys here on the track and the people here watching at home. We come out every single week because we love racing, and we love seeing everybody come out to watch us every single Monday night.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate being here and the show that you put on for us. And man, nice job bringing it home third place here tonight.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's night. Can't wait to see y'all next week when we go to Daytona.
All right, that was Derek Conley, our third place finisher, getting it done here tonight for third. So, Zach, first night in the broadcast booth, done and over with. Tell me a little bit about what you thought about this race.
Oh, well, definitely it was a wild one to go through for the first race of the up in the booth. It's definitely a wild one, but at the end of the day, I mean, we got some awesome, nice jam-packed racing there for the final laps, and throughout majority of the laps that there weren't cautions. So it was definitely a good time first experience, and you can definitely, I want to say 99% plan on having me back next Monday because this was really fun.
99%. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to extend a 1% invitation to you to have you come back.
Gotcha.
All right, man. Well, it has been a pleasure with you up in the booth. But let's go through our results here before we send everyone home the rest of the way. We already covered the top five. Logan Helton brings it home in sixth. Seventh place, Casey Gilchrist. Eighth, Sean Stevens. Dave Hunt finishes in ninth. 10th place goes to Bob Lacavera in a very solid finish. A much needed top 10 for the 5 machine. Sean McCara finishes 11th. 12th place goes to David Overstreet. 13th goes to Ernie Williams. 14th, Rodney Cobb. Dan Harrington in 15th. Mark Mann in the 04 going to end up in 16th. 17th place, well, that's going to end up in the hands of Mark Vega. Rick Seabrand's blown engine at the end of the race going to finish in 18th spot. 19th, David Booth. Les Levy 20th. 21st, Randall Cobb. Hunter Reynolds 22nd. 23rd, Aspen Belvin. Jimmy Reynolds 24th. 25th, Tyler Miller. And TJ Elliott going to round out our 26 car field here tonight. So, Zach, I'm going to throw you under the bus one more time. Let's see how good your sign off is.
Well, I hope everybody had a good race, good watch. I appreciate every single one of you guys being here. Appreciate all of OP being here. Especially shout out to all the admins. I want to thank for everybody for making this possible, for me being up in the booth. This was, like I said, this is an awesome first time experience, and I can't wait to get down onto the track next season and battle out with these guys and being able to maybe talk to UKR after some races. So, like I said, we appreciate everybody being here, and I hope everybody has a good night.
I'd give it 8 out of 10. All right, guys, y'all have a good night.